So here is the 5 voices that I'm going to talk you through. The first thing I want you to notice is there are 5. That's why we called it 5 voices, not difficult. But that each voice has a different volume or decibel level when it communicates. So the quieter voice over here, nurture as the quietest voice. You'll often have to work quite hard to hear what they're saying, and you'll have to create an environment where they feel safe to do that. Next will be the creative voice. They're willing to share. They're often harder to hear, not because of their volume, but because sometimes you don't always understand what they're saying, and we'll do more on that in a moment. Guardian, you'll always hear the guardians, by the way. At this point, guardians will speak, but they're actually not quite as strong in their volume as the next 2. Connectors, you'll always hear the connectors. Connectors will be bouncing around. They're the ones full of life, and they will be heard. Trust me. And then lastly, but by no means least, in their own humble opinion, comes our loving, cuddly pioneer. And they're the only ones you'll see with a red decibel level, because the pioneer's voice, not just in terms of volume, but in terms of force of how they sometimes communicate their opinion, actually closes down a lot of the others. So what we're going to do is, those 5, there are some basic assumptions that lie behind it, and they're here. So here's the first thing to understand. Your voice, what people experience on the other side of you every day, is made up of a complex mix of all 5. You are not just a nurturer, you're not just a pioneer, you are all 5, but some are far more natural to you than others. But it's important to understand that you're not defined by one, you speak all 5. But some are real natural, nature, others are learnt behaviours in what it is you do. And maturity, and this is really important as well, maturity is not getting to a point where you say, I can now speak all 5 voices fluently, I don't need any of you, I can make my own decisions, I can have my own conversations in my head. The moment you start telling people that you can hear 5 voices is the day they will put you in a lovely little white suit that does up at the back and take you out. So maturity is getting to the point where you go, I know my voice, I know the strengths that I bring, but I've learned how to truly appreciate and value what it is other people bring to the table. Because the synergy, that performance goes to a new level when all of the voices truly feel empowered to bring their absolute best in every given team collaborative experience. Nature, nurture, choice have all played a part. 5 voices is a trait instrument. It's measuring you against your behaviors right now. It's not telling you who you are. That we do at another place. What we're doing is to say, what's it like to be on the other side of you right now? But we're letting you choose your own voice order. It's not someone else is telling you it. You're going to get a chance to say, this is me, because you may find, for some of you here with your team members, that you go, I really thought you'd be this because that's what I see, but that may just be a function of their current role. And what we're doing here is giving people truly permission to go, actually, deep down, this is who I am at my best. It may be you don't see that every day in my working world right now. Don't assume because of that you know what someone else's foundational voice is. It's really easy. I will almost guarantee if I said, what do you think Armidy's is, or Linny's is, or Kim's is, you would actually be able to guess at this point because you work with them. But that may be very different to what they self-select. So be careful, and don't assume you know what each voice name means. All language connects to other experiences. So when I say pioneer, in an American context, you all have all kinds of associations with that. So allow me to define what I mean by the voice and try and stay as neutral culturally as you possibly can.